Well, he's going to the pool, and I am going to get the spray painter. All right, see y'all in a little bit. Yeah. He says it's cold. Look what I did. Look at this floor. Y'all can't tell it right now, but there is red paint. There was red paint. I dropped that can. And the lid, it didn't come completely off, but a little bit off, so it left a big blob. And it fell, it hit the bench, and then it fell that way. Did you go under? Now just start swimming around now that you got wet. I told him he's coming out. He ain't gonna sit in the house. Molly's staring at me through the fence like, are you coming out here? Fixing to put her out back. No, actually, I may leave her there first because I'm going to go paint I'm going to start with the chicken coop, and then I'm going to work my way back toward the house. So, fixing to go do that now. When I come back in here and start having to paint her stall, then I'll put her out back. Anyway, I dropped that can. I don't know how much. I haven't pulled the lid off yet, but it wasn't half a can, but it seemed like it was a lot. Anyway, got on everything. I sprayed with the water hose, got everything washed that way. Now I can get back to it. I'm exhausted. And I don't think the camera's picking it up, but I'm pretty sure I can see it in places like sprayed red. But I've got all of the chicken coop done. You know what I forgot to do in the chicken coop, and I didn't notice it till I'd already moved everything and was spraying Molly's stall, was that I did the rails and everything around the little run that the little chicks were in. I did all of that. And then I went around the whole coop and then did it on the back side too. But I didn't go into my yard and spray the side that, you know, that this one fence line goes down the side of it. I'll show y'all that in a minute. And I also didn't go inside the run and paint the back sides of the post. So the fronts are all, it looks really pretty from here, but if I go at an angle and then look through the run, I can see the back sides of those at least two posts. Then I didn't even paint the back sides of them, and I am not doing it. I am exhausted. Up and down the ladder over here, but even the chicken coop is taller than me, and so I was like stretched so far the whole time that at some point I got a kink. You know, you get that cramp when you're bending, and I was like, I was having to go toward the cramp. Whew. And I'm thinking, I came out I guess I got started about 3:30, and it's right at 6 o'clock. It's exactly 6. I just looked at my, no, when I picked up the camera, the time flashed across the front of the phone. And it said 6:02 or something. So, 2.5 hours. Levi swam for about an hour. He went in. But I am tired. Tired. It's like an ant bite on my... Yeah, ant bite on my foot. Anyway, I also got all done with Molly's stall and unplugged it and came in the yard, and then from in here, now I didn't paint the inside walls of her stall. Some of the red got on the actual old garage because I wasn't painting that. Y'all, everybody has to remember that is a temporary stall. Now that I've put it in my mind that I'm going to revamp this garage, and hopefully if it stands, that's the biggest fear, is that as we get in there and we start trying to jack up and put posts and cut things out, that it may go ahead and give. And you know, you hear people say, well, that one piece of tin was all that was holding it together. There's a possibility that tin that's wrapped around the two sides is sort of like the glue, you know. I don't know. I don't know how well. I feel like it's a sturdy building, but you know, when you start taking things apart and redoing, that's why I said when I go in there, I'm going to put stuff in first, like put new collar ties first before I ever attempt to take the old collar ties out. And then that one, I don't even know what you would call that. I guess it's a collar tie from front to back. That needs to go up high, and a post needs to be put right in the center at the front and right in the center at the back. And then a new, like a ridge beam type thing, needs to go in like right down the center. Anyway, and then be secured to the collar ties. And then all those old collar ties can come out. Now, we will have to cut wherever we decide to put the door. I will have to cut into the top joist and put a header, raise it up and put a header. But that's the only place that we will be cutting actual structure to a degree, even though we'll be replacing and making it higher. But we have to have a full door. I can't put a slab in it and do all this other stuff, but then have people that want to come in to get, I know it's just a dream and it may not happen. It's just, it may really never happen. But if it happens, I don't want people having to bend and duck to go in, you know, duck to go in. They need to go in through a real full-size door. And so we'll have to figure that out when we get in there. But, so there's that tin on the back wall covering that 105 siding, and I did hit it with the spray gun a couple of places, but it's just gonna have to be like that. I don't think I'm gonna go try to find some cream color out there in my barn and touch up on that cream colored tin wall, all the red splashes. If I do that, it ain't gonna be done today because I'm exhausted. But I will go out, and I know my hair looks funny because I've got it pulled down and pulled back in like a top ponytail, and then a one down here to keep it pulled back some. So it looks like I don't know what it looks like. I just know I look sort of silly in this. To me, y'all are gonna think I look silly. Anyway, I'm gonna flip the camera, and then I'm gonna go show y'all the two painted buildings. So this is the side when I said I come through the gate thinking I was done. And I thought, well, I gotta paint that, because as you come around, see, all of that's painted. And it all was normal, but then when you walked into the yard and come this way, you could see all that's this back side, and in the yard side, none of that was painted. So I came in here and then painted that. But it looks good. But I'm not going to paint the inside of the walls. Like the tall wall there that's really pretty and yellow from being fresh new wood. I'm not painting that. And I'm not painting that back wall, because when it's time to start working on this garage, that's all coming down. I'm hoping that before that happens, I will have her a 2-stall barn, like in this area right here. 2 stalls. One that you go into milk. The other one doesn't necessarily have to be a stall, but it's going to be that open space where, you know, she can stand out of the weather and out of the rain. They call them something, and I can't think of what it's called. My mom wants to say like loafing, but it's not loafing. I know that's probably sounds dumb. You know, just like hanging out in an open part. It's still got a roof and sides, but it's open. You're not fenced in or gated in. And then one section will be an actual gated, go into it with a trough at one end. But I'm thinking what I would like to do, come on if you're coming, Jensen. I'm thinking what I would like to do, and it's sort of hard to explain it. The only way I could explain it is if I take this stall as an example. I would like to have when I build it, let's just say this is the gated end of the new stall. This is just for an example. Let's say this is the gated end. And when you open the gate, she goes in, and that's where you're going to milk her, right? Okay. So when she goes in, she would walk. Let me get this open. You're going to have to remember, like, this is either corral boards dividing the open part from the stall part. But regardless of what it is, she's gone in this way. She's walked in, and she's going to walk all the way down in here. And her feed trough will be here where she eats, you know, while I'm milking her. But when I'm done, instead of her having to turn around and go out, this whole thing that looks like it's this is in her new stall. Remember, this is just an example where her feed trough is hanging. It actually is a gate, and it opens out. So it's like a walk-through. It's like those garages that have, you know, you go in, but actually at the back there's another door, and it goes up and you can go all the way through the garage. That's my plan for the one side that she will be in that I milk her. That's what I'm hoping to do. So I don't have to have it so wide that, you know, she's going to be big. She's not going to be moo big, but she's going to be big. All right, there's the coop. I know it's getting dark now, and it's just, y'all aren't getting to see it in full sun. But, and I need to pick up, I did do some stuff. I pulled all the bricks away from it so I could get it all painted. The ones that were sitting on the ground holding so the feed troughs don't sit in the dirt. So they're all just sort of laying over there, and I've got to pick all them up, and I'm going to carry that little blue thing out of here. But see how I painted all of it? No, not at the bottom, around the bottom. I didn't paint that. But, well, let me just go in. Anyway, I painted the whole thing all the way around the back too. And I'm really happy. I think it all looks really good. I need to get all this mess out of here, that old swing frame, and I didn't know really what to do with all that lattice. That's the lattice that came off Jake's house. That's expensive. That's the vinyl lattice. And it was, some of it was still 4 foot tall. Some of it was 3.5. It's just too good. It might, you know, can use it for something. So I'll show y'all what I meant about the back sides. Close that. And I didn't go in this little run at all. I just did the outside on both sides. So basically, that still needs to be painted if I want to. This top piece up here needs to be painted. But see the posts? The posts on this side have not been painted. And if I was to step in and look back at these posts on the back side, they haven't been painted. So it is what it is. I didn't even think about it when I was out here, and I've already rinsed out my sprayer, and I'm not going to set it all back up and do it again. I do have that blue jug over there. It's not quite half full, but still quite a bit of paint still left in it. Oh, I'm exhausted, guys. I am exhausted. I was thinking it might be sort of pretty to one day just do the rails and everything in that red. I sort of think that might look good. Anyway, nope. Once again, not today, not tomorrow. That's a later one. I got everything else. I still have the fairy garden to get built. I'm just gonna sit right here for a minute. I have the fairy garden to get built. Oh, Jensen, Mama's tired and sore. And I just told Mom a couple days ago, I said, I've got to stop all these little nitpicky projects outside. I know they need to be done, but I also think they're not necessity. And then I think, well, finishing the chicken coop is sort of a necessity. I don't want the little chickens eventually to fly out, and I don't want the big chickens to fly out. But if I don't even put the net on right now, I can still clip the wings of the bigger ones to keep them in. Or at least when I open that gate back, they only have the yard to go in. They can't, but I'm not, they've all started going to the for some reason, I think since the babies, I think that's what's done it right now. Since the little babies have been in the coop, the chickens are going to the goat house to lay. I only got 1 egg out of the chicken coop today, a couple yesterday, but the goat house had about 6 or 7 eggs in it. And so, and then, you know, there's 1 or 2 every day in the old garage. And one of them little hens was making all kinds of racket out there by my car today, and I wondered, did she just come out of my shop? Because my shop door, you know, there's no door on my shop. And when I went in to get the paint sprayer and the extension cord, I tried to look. I need to clean up. My shop is really sort of, it's horrible. But I looked behind and underneath things, and I didn't see any eggs, but she was sure making a lot of racket like she had just laid one. You know, they have a certain kind of sound when they lay. Anyway, I'm going to go in and get me a glass of tea, and I think I'm going to come back out and see it. It's a nice, there's a breeze. And, get this video built for y'all. And I guess I'll go ahead and put it out there now so y'all can go ahead and see it today. Because I'm tired. Alright. You guys, I'll see you later. And tomorrow's Dad's birthday, May 1st. And then Lester's is 13 days, May 13th. So if I won't see y'all, I won't talk to y'all tomorrow. So just remember, when you see this video tonight, if y'all want to wish Dada, go to his page and wish him a happy birthday. All right, love you guys. God bless y'all.